Hello, children. Today we'll be learning stress and intonation. Stress and intonation. Before we start, let's look at our learning objectives. Upon the conclusion of this lesson, I should be able to, that is you, recall the meaning of stress and intonation, identify parts of speech that are stressed and unstressed. Before I start, let me remind you that English language is a rhythmic language. Yes, it's a rhythmic language in the sense that it has rhythm. When you make your sentence, you find out that it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Reason being is that English language is rhythmic, hence there's a lot of stress patterns in the words that are contained in our sentences. Now, before we start, let's recall the meaning of stress. Stress is the relative force placed on a given syllable in a word during an utterance. Stress is a relative force placed on a given syllable in an utterance. Stress is a relative force placed on a given syllable in a word during an utterance. Note: stressed syllables are usually higher than unstressed. Also, all parts of speech have unique or different stress pattern. Brings me to what I said earlier. In English language, the noun, as we could see on this slide, noun are stressed at the initial part of the syllable or of the word. Then the verb are stressed at the second syllable. So, showing that English language have different stress pattern, and that accounted for why it is it has rhyme, it has rhythm. Now let's look at intonation. Intonation is the variation in spoken pitch during an utterance. Intonation is the variation in spoken pitch during an utterance. It conveys difference of expressive meaning, e.g., surprise, certainty, confirmation, and others. Note: there are different types of intonation, namely rising, falling, rise and falling intonation. Also note, in English language, content words such as noun, verb, adjective, and adverbs are stressed, while functional words are unstressed. Examples of content words. I mentioned it earlier. Now let's look at the examples of functional words. Functional words are conjunction, preposition, articles, pronoun, and auxiliary verb. Now you may be saying, what's content word and what is functional words? Content words are words that carry meanings in a sentence. If you look at what I have on my slide, I have noun, adjective, adverb, and verb. These are words that carry the main meaning in the sentence. Now, functional words are words that help us to communicate, but they do not carry much meaning, or they do not make much sense on their own without these content words. So, we have seen the example of content words and functional words. Now, the use of content words and functional words. Remember, I said earlier that English language is rhythmic in the sense that it's like a music. when you are making a sentence, you find out that your word goes up and down, up and down. Reason because of the stress and the intonation. For different utterances, there are different intonation. For surprise, you have a different intonation. For confirmation, you have a different intonation. For questioning, we have a different intonation. So, as much as we have those intonation and we have stress within the sentence, stress word within the sentence, you find that we'll be hearing, or the end result will be more musical to our hearing. So that is why we say English language is rhythmic. Now let's look at our task. In your own words, explain stress and intonation. Now, why I said in your own words explain stress and intonation is because we've done stress and intonation over and over again. Now, state one major difference between stress and intonation that I would like you to conduct a research. And the third one states, state words that are stressed in English language. Words that are stressed in English language. So these are all I have for you in this lesson, though it's a very short one, but I would love you to listen to the slides over and over again. As you do, thank you so much for listening, and have a lovely day ahead.